Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds in the studio. Tuesday morning, it's crazy because technically the league isn't supposed to start business until tomorrow. But you wouldn't have known that yesterday. My phone was going off every 5 minutes with another notification that so-and-so is getting retained, so-and-so is getting traded, this guy's going here, this guy's staying. It's crazy, but the Chiefs are also is just as busy as everybody else.
They are indeed, and it's interesting how they're doing this. Anyway, it's the most crazy paradox I've ever heard of: legal tampering. That's ridiculous. Tampering's illegal. How can tampering be? Well, anyway, that's beside the point. They have a 24 to 48-hour period where you can talk to guys and find out what they're going to do and so forth and so on, and make deals without signing them. The signing will be tomorrow, and that's official when the NFL business office opens up at 4 Eastern Time, 3 Central Time. That's when it all starts. But you can make deals ahead of time, and that's what they've done. The Chiefs picked up an offensive lineman named Jalen Moore, which is rather interesting because the guy was a reserve on the San Francisco 49ers, but the Chiefs see a lot of upside, I should say, to him, and he's a big kid, he's fast, and he has picked up the blocking schemes the way Kansas City thinks he can work into being a protective agent for Patrick Mahomes. Jalen, Jalon, Jalen Moore. And then they picked up a running back, Elijah Mitchell, who when he came in as a drafted, he was a very low-drafted rookie for the 49ers. He exploded. He was everything. He was running all over the place. Kid out of Louisiana. That's what they call the college now, Louisiana. It used to be Louisiana Lafayette, the Ragin' Cajuns. And they've got a pretty good football program.
I actually went to a Ragin' Cajun bowl game in my life, and it was in New Orleans. This was years, probably 12, 15 years ago, something like that, and those fans are wild. I just happened to be in New Orleans when that happened. But anyway, didn't mean to.
Anyway, Mitchell is with the and he'll suffice the running back. They wanted Najee Harris from Pittsburgh, but he went to the Los Angeles Chargers. Apparently, he's going to the Chargers, so they get this guy Mitchell, and he'll help. I wonder what they're going to do with Kareem Hunt. He's a free agent.
That's my question. P. Ryan's already gone. We know that's happening.
P. Ryan has to go.
The model, I think, is a smart one, though. Brett Veach likes to go into the draft with pretty much an entire roster intact, so the picks become bonuses, or at least development for the players you know you're not going to have too much longer. So we'll see what happens, and Veach, we trust. We also, speaking of Najee and going after him, he would have been a lot more expensive, I think, than Elijah Mitchell. Maybe not a whole lot more, but still. No. There's still a little bit more change.
It would have been a whole lot more.
That's going to factor into that cap space.
Mitchell kid is young. Najee Harris is young, but he's been in the pros. He's been with the Steelers. No, it would have been a whole lot more expensive, a whole lot more. But that brings up the question as to how the Chiefs mitigate the salary cap, because they're $3 million over and they have to be under, and yet they're getting these guys. Well, probably Veach and Mr. Hunt and all the other mathematics experts who are on that team are working today to restructure contracts. They'll have to restructure Mahomes again, and Mahomes is happy to do that. I don't know about Chris Jones. They'll have to restructure it, but is he happy to do that? Who knows what goes through the mindset? I suspect he probably is. He wants to be a Chief. Those big contracts that they have to be, and I don't know what the restructuring is, but it's putting their money on the backside somewhere along
bonuses,
the line.
Bonuses, incentives. I saw one where it was a workout bonus. Right. And I had to laugh because I'm like, wait a minute. You're getting bonus to work out to prepare for, but hey, they can write it any way and which way they want if it saves money in my team's cap space.
And that's precisely why it's there. It's there to use as a hedge against circumstances like this, so you can push it back and so forth and so on. Anyway, that's what they're doing today.
I wonder how much money each team gets to set aside for workout bonuses. I'm sure it's a few.
Millions and millions.
All right, top college basketball teams are going into the tournament. What are we looking at now?
These are the rankings, and this will be the final of the regular season rankings. Men's basketball, Duke is the new number one, and they are a very good team, folks. They are a national championship contender. Doesn't mean they're going to win it, but they are number one in the country right now. Houston 2, Auburn, Florida, and Alabama. They are the top five. That's the men. The ladies, look who's back on top. South Carolina. They're the reigning national champs. They've been knocked out of it with a couple of key losses, but they're back there now. Connecticut is number 2. That's Gino Auriemma's perennial national power. They're number 2 in America. Southern Cal, Texas, and UCLA. And all of those big tournaments begin, for the most part, tomorrow. There are some that are being played today. The ladies completed some of their tournaments yesterday and will continue today. Connecticut won the Big East. And, Mike, this is an incredible record. Connecticut's back in the Big East again after having been in another conference for about 8 years where they won every single game. 108-0. Well, in the Big East this year, Connecticut is undefeated. They haven't lost a game. This team, Auriemma, puts together a really top-notch basketball team. They'll be a tough out in the NCAA. Not to say they're going to win, but they'll be tough.
There are some rumors starting to whirl about a new women's basketball coach going to Columbia. What's the deal?
Robin Pinchton, who has been the head women's basketball coach at Mizzou, stepped down at the end of the season. Everybody knew she was going to. Former Illinois State basketball coach. Didn't really have a really good reign up at Columbia and had some good teams, but not great teams. So she has decided to hang it up. So who are the top candidates? Number one is Kelly Harper. Sound familiar? Sure. Former Lady Bears coach, All-America at Tennessee, and later Tennessee's head coach. Kelly Harper is thought to be a top candidate. Watched her on TV the other day. She does a terrific job of commentating on basketball. The other's a guy named Jeff Mittie, and he has coached against the Lady Bears many times. Jeff is the current coach at Kansas State. He's thought to be a top candidate. The one name not mentioned that I really think has to fall into the category is Molly Miller. Molly is the Springfield Kickapoo gal, currently coaching at Grand Canyon out in Phoenix, Arizona. Her team is, well, there's something like 28-2 at the moment, and they're a national contender. She could very well be a candidate. We'll see. That naming of the new coach at Mizzou will probably come in, relatively speaking, short order.
Be interesting to see if she lands there. Be, I'm sure, nice for a lot of people in the area. Speaking of the area, we got our district championship night for some of the area boys. What's going down?
They did indeed. In the Class 4, Logan Rogersville defeated Aurora by a score of 73-51. Stratford went north to play Father Tolton out of Columbia, and Father Tolton won the game 56-41. Springfield Parkview won their title, beating Webb City 52-40. And in an absolute dandy, and you knew it would be, the Class 6 title game for the city and the surrounding area, Nixa versus Kickapoo. It was a thriller. Nixa 56, Kickapoo 53 in a thriller all the way. So those teams all advance into the state competition, the state quarterfinals.
Last but not least, we've just got a few, just about a week left of the preseason.
Well, all the major league teams open up, every single one of them, on March 27th. However, the Dodgers and Cubs open a week ahead of time in Tokyo. They'll be playing, they play themselves, of course, and they're 2 regular season games that count. Now, why are the Dodgers and Cubs the chosen teams? Ask yourself. Shohei Ohtani in Tokyo, how about that for a drawing card, huh? These are guaranteed sellouts every game. And both teams, both the Cubs and the Dodgers, have a number of Asian players on the team, so that's a big draw. Anyway, exhibition baseball yesterday, the New York Mets blanked the Cardinals 3-0. Cleveland Guardians defeated the Royals 5-2, and the New York Yankees have a big loss. Their star pitcher, Garrett Cole, out for the rest of the year, will undergo Tommy John surgery.
Ned, you have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow.